I don't really watch royal family like that. It only became interesting because they made us. They forced us as a public.
I think it's Charles.
Yeah.
I have strong feeling it could be William, you know. Nothing in there was shocking to me. There was nothing in there that made me go, oh, I can't believe it.
Straight after someone just said, you know, racism exists and da-da-da-da-da, they said, what about you? You've won, I don't know, CBE, DEE, whatever they call it. You've won this award, you've been to the palace multiple
The alphabet trophy.
You've been to the palace multiple times.
I just feel like ITV, right, you're just taking the mick. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you're actually taking the mick out of me. Like, you're feeding me and telling me it's chocolate. I'm not an idiot.
Welcome everyone. This is No Caller ID. It's No Caller ID, so you can check us, boo, for anything we're about to say. We got myself here, so my name is Danielle. We also have Shan, and we also have Ebony. So the three of us are about to talk our ish. And that's it. You just gotta listen. That's it.
You have no choice, okay? You're here. You have to sit silently and listen.
Jokes. But what we're going to talk about today is we've got quite a few things. We're going to go straight to the timeline, what's going on with current events, what's going on in the gossip hot topics, a bit about what we're listening to. We're going to do a bit about what we're watching. All of us what we're watching. But first things first, how are we doing, ladies?
I am doing good, all considering. I haven't really done anything this week, if I'm being honest. So I can't even come on here and fake like I have an exciting life, because I don't. I've got nothing to do.
Okay.
That sounds so sad. Let's edit.
You know, it's good to be real.
I mean,
Have you got any plans booked?
I was going to say, ask me that question again in a few weeks' time.
Okay.
Different story. Okay.
Oh, she's getting ready for that. What day is it? June 21st?
June 21st.
She's getting ready.
June 21st.
What about
before
you,
that,
Ebony?
actually.
Sorry, Shani?
No, sorry, I was just saying, even before that as well.
Yeah, I was about to say it starts in a couple of weeks, so listen, I've got some things booked already. Yeah, I've been good. I've been doing a little painting and decorating, a little something. Again, more therapy for myself. So yeah, I've had a good, decent, wholesome week. How about you, Danielle?
Oh, that's awesome. Me, I've just been literally marathoning through this thing called The Challenge. It is a blessing to my life. When I saw the 2 seasons, it's on so Netflix has 2 seasons. I don't think they're the most up to date, but anyway, it's basically one of those like reality game shows. You know,
is it in America?
It's an American show, but they're not necessarily set in America, because when I watched it, they weren't in America. Okay. And it's basically the contestants are reality stars from around the world on various shows. So you had like your Geordie Shores with the Big Brother US.
That's so funny. The first thing I think about is, do they even understand them? Like when they speak.
They had The Bachelor as well. The Bachelor candidates that got married at first. Like all these people, that are just like fan favourites. One house, one big challenge. It's hilarious.
You just mentioned Married at First Sight, yeah. And I need to start watching this Australian season, because I saw clips the other day.
I've watched it.
Oh my
I haven't seen
day! It looked, Ebony. We're lacking.
These shows stress me out. I need
Girl,
to catch
you
up.
gonna be stressed when you watch it too.
I need to catch up.
It looks so. I've only watched a couple seasons before, but I'm talking like back in the day, and the drama was never on this level.
Oh,
that I saw the other day. I'm seeing people pouring drinks on people's heads.
No, okay.
It's all types of infidelity. And you married, yes, sis. You just got married and there's infidelity.
Like,
as in,
nah, I need to watch. Oh well. Right. Anyway, shall we dive into? Okay, how are we going to do this? Are we going to go into timeline, current event stuff first, or do you want to go straight into Meghan and Harry?
I feel like we should dive into Meghan and Harry, I think.
Yeah. Because it's just a topic of conversation.
That's the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. So yeah, unless you've been living under a rock, everyone in this world knows that Meghan and Harry did an interview with Oprah. Well, I don't know. The interview was done a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know exactly when. But it aired on Sunday in America, Monday here in the UK. And it was mainly Meghan to begin with, and then Harry joined at the end. And it was just them as a couple talking about the experiences of their before they got married, the wedding stuff and like dating, and then all the stuff that went down, all the drama, all the just crazy stuff that went down with the family or the firm or the institution, whatever we want to call them. All of them, everybody, because at this point I don't know who's who. And within that they cover topics on race, just lack
mental
of being protected, mental health, lack of being protected, and all these different things. So I don't even know where to start. Overall, was anyone surprised that they actually did this interview? Because I know a lot of people were talking about them having privacy concerns and stuff like that.
No. I think if you look at them individually, right? Because I don't really watch royal family like that. It only became interesting because they made us, they forced us as a public to become interested. So anyway, if you look at them individually, Harry, from what he's been showing, he's always kind of not really trusted the media. Obviously, there's history there in regards to what happened with his mom. And if I looked at some of his past interviews, not because I wanted to, because I'm forced to, you've seen him actually kind of slate the media before. So did he have it within him? Yeah. Yes, he did. And then Meghan, she's outspoken. So does she also have it in her to one day get her voice back and say, hang on a sec, I've got something to say? Yes. So as a unit, I expected this.
Yeah.
I expected it, but at the same, I don't know, it's something that was still shocking about it. I don't know if it was because it was with Oprah. I don't know if it was just, I don't know what it was, but there was a level of shock that I endured. But I was here for it because it's the first time we've actually heard them give, well, in terms of what I've heard anyway, them give their perspective. We've always heard what the UK press has got to say about them. Yeah. But this is the first time they've actually been able to give their truth. So I was 100% here for it. And
so
I mean,
was there anything in there? Because, you just have so many thoughts, but like, they're all just like flowing around my head right now. But one of the things that really annoyed me about the response to this interview was the way all of these people, and I'm just going to say it, majority white people, especially on the news or whatever, it's not even, it is what it is. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. It's statistics. We're very just shocked at the things that they were saying. And as I'm watching it, nothing in there was shocking to me. There was nothing in there that made me go, I can't believe it. So I'm thinking, how can you, especially, who was it? I think it was Lorraine, and she was talking to, I'm so sorry, I don't remember the lady's name, but she was talking to someone like on a Skyped interview, and Lorraine was like, Oprah's reaction was just my reaction because I was just like, what? And I just thought, Lorraine, honey, what's shocking here? Like,
trust me, Oprah wasn't shocked like you, boo.
Yeah, no, that was a different one.
That was a different
one.
She ain't shocked like you, boo.
No. So I'm just like, how can all these people feel so shocked that a country, an institution, a firm that's rooted in all of these things, racism, bigotry, colonization, how can you be shocked that this has trickled down into today's... The firm, the institution is the same, regardless of who's sitting in what position. It's the same. How are you shocked that this behaviour is still there?
Because it doesn't
you know
affect
what?
them.
I was going to say, I think it's more than just the racism element to it. It's the fact that there was an interview in general. And I do feel like a lot of people who were shocked were from the older generation. Remember, they're older than us. They've seen a queen before us. So we are coming in kind of new, seeing this unfold. They've seen this happen before with other people who are classed as outsiders, marry in, and how that reacts. So from that element, I can understand them thinking, oh, we know what the royal family is like. Everything is kept quiet. You won't hear about it. Even if you can see there's bullying, they're never going to have a chance to say anything. So I feel like there was a culture of, they ain't gonna be able to say nothing anyway. So it is a shock in that element to see finally someone get their voice to actually combat the monarchy. Like, it's massive. It's
I
kind of
get
like
that shock.
It's not even like the PM. It's like the darn queen.
It's like, the shocking of what's being said that I don't understand. You could be shocked that they're talking about it, because it's not something that they have to do, and it's not something that everyone does. We've only seen it happen a couple of times, but I'm sure it's happened to more than just Diana, Meghan, Fergie. I'm sure it's from other people. But don't tell me you're shocked that they were concerned about the skin colour of the babe. Like, how is that? That's not shocking to me.
That's not shocking.
That's not shocking.
To be honest, I'd be more surprised if I heard that no one was.
That no one cared.
Because, I don't know, are we just conditioned to think that, you know, people are going to have those questions and conversations? Because, you know, as I said, I think what really annoyed me was people just talking about context. We haven't quite moved on to reactions of certain individuals, but just talking about, but we don't know the context of the conversation.
What context does it need to be in?
I honestly believe this is where we're seeing cultural ignorance, cultural incompetency at play, because there's so many people who don't have lived-in experiences of racism, aka white people, in order to not understand kind of what's going on here. There is definitely this, it's like the first go-to is invalidate experiences. And that's what I've seen consistently. It's kind of like
within the last couple. All of them have been doing that.
What it is. It's like, I have this experience, but we need context. And could it be this? And how do you know that? And it's outrageous of you to say this. That's what we've seen.
It actually makes me laugh.
Instead of just addressing it and saying, "Really, that's how you felt? Wow. Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way. Perhaps." Could it be this? See, that is still asking for context, but the thing is, you validated someone's experiences. They jump that, automatically think you're a liar, and go for everything else. And now you have to prove that your experiences are real, and that's gaslighting. Gaslighting.
Before we even sorry, Ebony, you go.
All I was gonna.
You go.
All I was going to say is, and what you're saying as well, is what I really, 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 really despise is when they bring on black people who have positive experiences with the royal family, who have not, in their recollection and their, you know, what they've said, they've not experienced first-hand racism. So therefore, it invalidates, as you said, someone else's true lived experience. Because that's, some of the interviews I was watching today, I was like, you know, they brought on certain people who's like, okay, so tell us your experience. Straight after someone just said, you know, racism exists and da-da-da-da-da. They said, what about you? You've won, I don't know, CBE, DEE, whatever they call it. You've won this award. You've been to the palace multiple the alphabet trophy. You've been to the palace multiple times. Tell us your experience, as if they don't already know what he's going to say. And he was just like, I've had a wonderful time, you know. So if people are saying that the palace is racist, I don't think that's true. And it's like, because he's black,
people like that
means it's just like, annoys me. And as you said, they're just trying to invalidate what she's saying, and also discredit her character by calling her a liar, basically. And I just, it's exhausting.
It's
actually exhausting.
You know what? People just need to wake up, though. It's the same tactic used against us a million times. Like, there's no point getting angry over it, because the way I see it is, it comes from literally colonization and enslavement. They haven't used anything new. They haven't advanced. They haven't even innovated their tactics. It's hilarious. You pin one person who looks like you with a different opinion against you to invalidate 100%. And then prove to everyone else that you're the stupid one and this one's the good one. But the thing is, we need to recognize our skin color does not mean a certain opinion. So yes, if someone over there wants to say, it wasn't racism, good on you. But that does not mean a darn thing about my expenses.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about my experience. And especially with, I didn't want to start going into these people. I wanted to talk a bit more what
Piers Morgan. Okay. Sorry, Susanna Reid. Okay, let's carry on.
Listen, I've got so many names in my heads of people.
ITV, the institution.
All
Let's
of them. All of them. So, Meghan, I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. I do want to talk a bit more about what you actually said. But
Meghan, pause.
Yeah, just a second. These people, Piers Morgan. First of all, Piers Morgan isn't someone that I look to for validation on any subject, because he doesn't have any credibility in any of these topics that we're talking about. Sexism, racism. He doesn't have any credibility on any of that
He's
stuff.
a white privileged man.
The fact that people gravitate to hear what he says so much is a bit iffy anyway, because it's like, which is why I don't watch this program, because I know what he spews, so I know what it is. I know what I expect if I tune in.
Too opinionated.
He's too opinionated,
that he has no experience on.
but he speaks his opinion as if it's fact, and that's where I have an issue. Like what Trisha said to him the other day. Say what you want, yeah, but you can't come on here and dictate what is and what isn't racist, because you don't know. You've never experienced that, so you can't come on here and tell us that that's not racist. How do you know? When have you ever experienced racism, Piers? Never in your life. So you can't come in here and tell me what is and what isn't racist. And then we've got, what's her name? What's her surname? Because is it Joan on Loose Women?
Oh,
she wants Jane Moore on Loose Women. She wants to say, oh, maybe it was just a casual racist comment.
Oh, don't give me joke.
Those words came out of her mouth.
I didn't watch that clip.
Oh my gosh. Okay, right. So.
I saw the clip. I haven't seen the full clip though.
I saw the clip and then I had to go on YouTube and find the actual segment. So, bless Charlene. As the only black woman again in the room, it was like she had to answer every question and she had to give an explanation for everything.
Oh, here we go.
And I hate when that happens, because it's not up to her to educate you. You have a mind, like, figure it out. And then they were talking about the comment about there being concerns about the baby's skin tone. And as Charlene pointed out, Meghan didn't say someone brought up the conversation or brought up, she said there is concerns. Yeah. Concerns means something else. And the fact that these conversations were had above her and it had to trickle down through her husband to even get to her just shows the level of what they were talking about. And then Jane Moore, her response to that was, well, they haven't told us who it was, so they've left it in this really vague area. I mean, how do we know it wasn't said in just like a casual racist way?
In it, creep.
What is that?
I was like, what is casual racist? Like,
here we go.
Casual racism.
Just pretend that the experience wasn't expressed. It always has to be another reason.
Like, but even the reason that she gave doesn't make sense. What does that mean?
Oh, of course. I have a massive issue with the words casual racism. Because what is casual about oppressive behaviour? Please tell me.
It's saying it's acceptable. It's saying to an extent, racism is acceptable. As long as it's just a bit sprinkled in.
She compared it to, she compared it to having like older members of the family that perhaps don't know how to speak politically correct. She didn't use the word politically correct, but that's what she meant. But again,
I mean, having morals.
That's not the same thing. You have older members of in every race and every like family or whatever. We know sometimes they don't say the right thing or they don't use the right word. But there is an underlining feeling or an underlining message that they're trying to get across whenever they say stuff like that. So if you'd say it's just casually racist, like Charlene said, you may be okay with casual racism, but I'm not. So
okay,
girl, it was just ridiculous.
That's shocking, because I did see a tweet from Loose Women saying like casual racism is still racism. Like we wouldn't say casual paedophilia, casual murder. I'm sure they've tweeted something like that. So when you just said that about
casual abuse,
that really shocks me, because how can they tweet that? But then they're
listen.
I don't know.
ITV,
if that tweet came
ITV. I just feel like ITV, right? You're just taking the mick. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you're actually taking the mick out of me. Like, you're feeding me shit and telling me it's chocolate. I'm not an idiot. Like, you're doing all of these things. If Piers Morgan could come on your show and say all these things, it's because he feels comfortable on your platform. he feels comfortable saying this because the conversations with people in the dressing room, we don't know what they talk about when he walks off stage. Like, well done, Piers. Great show. Did it today. So you want to have Piers in the morning say this. Then after that, you've got Jane on Loose Women or whoever saying whatever. And then you're going to air the interview in the afternoon and we're all going to tune in and watch it.
Yeah.
ITV.
You know what?
Go it.
How much do you believe that the decision that we only just recently found out as we are about to record this, that Piers Morgan has resigned from ITV, and we literally had the scream of our lives before we pressed play to record this. But
you should roll back that live footage.
Literally.
I wish I had it.
So anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, with ITV, obviously, decision. We ain't gonna give Piers no credit here. You know, you did resign, darling. You
didn't resign, darling.
Yeah, was it silence or silence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Were you silent?
Really?
Silence.
Piers, did you resign? Or you fired? Because 2 and 2 ain't giving me 4 here. The math is not mathing.
But guys, the real question is: do we think that ITV did that based on Piers Morgan's, outburst and obviously what made everyone offended, or was it because Mind, the charity, put out a public statement saying we're gonna take our little sponsorship away from your campaigns about mental health?
Britain get talking, and then when someone tells you they're suicidal, you say, I don't believe any of it.
Okay. Does that
Which one is it, y'all?
Oh, it's the latter.
It's the latter. 100%.
Don't give me shit.
It'd still be there now.
That whole thing, when him walking off today, just looked so staged to me. And if it wasn't staged, and if that was just him, it just goes to show, like, you're a person that you think you can sit here all day and say whatever you want, and let one person say something just mildly educated to you, and because the man wasn't even really getting in on like he should have, just giving you a little taster. Oh, I can't do this. I've got to leave.
I'm telling you.
Piers.
My goodness, he
like
got a little bit of salt and pepper sprinkled on him today. And all of a sudden, he decided that was too spicy of a comeback for me. That's what I saw. Because he gives the spiciest of comebacks. That's the thing. Like, if we're talking like hot sauce, like black pepper and salt, he's all the way at the...
Is he a Scotch bonnet?
Yeah, I was going to say he's not even the sauce, is he? He's genuinely the Scotch bonnet. And sometimes I love it because when he's going for like MPs and stuff, I'm like, okay, Piers, go for it.
There has been times where I've said, yes, Piers.
I'm like, I like your Scotch bonnetness. But this time, he literally got some salt and pepper. The type I put on my egg, my runny egg in the morning. Not too much. Couldn't hack it.
Did you guys see that clip that was floating around of him? I can't remember who he was doing an interview with, but he was talking about his relationship with Meghan before all this happened. How funny was that? This was a few years ago before, well, I don't want to say that because I don't know, but he was talking to somebody on an interview platform, and he was just basically saying that he had met Meghan and they'd gone to a bar, had a couple of drinks, and she obviously didn't want to talk to him anymore, and he was like, I think that's why I'm so upset, and he just laughed it off and stuff.
It is.
I was like,
it's bitter.
It is bitter.
That makes a bit of sense.
That's what the man said to him this morning. Do you remember?
Yes.
He was like, she can cut you off if she wants to. No, can't have this.
Gotta go. It wasn't even anything like people telling him off his behaviour. He was okay. He sat in the hot seat for that. But that comment was too spicy.
It was just a little drizzle of something, and you just couldn't take it. That's very embarrassing. She doesn't want you,
Piers. Nah, I gotta go.
It was like a child. Oh my days. But anyway, moving off him, because I don't want to talk about him too much.
Yeah. Can we go back to the interview?
Yeah, what was actually said.
About, yeah. First of all, y'all, were you surprised about Oprah? Because that really was the shock for me. I did not expect Oprah to get into this.
Saying.
Why?
Political, isn't it? It's a bit political. And yeah, she has a massive platform, and quite frankly, she ain't gonna be touched, in my opinion. She's like the queen in America, and she's recognized renown. But I thought, Oprah in the mix of a political thing?
Yeah, that was the only thing, because if you think about Harry and Meghan's status, they're just in different worlds. So to me, Oprah was more like celebrity culture, just. But whereas Meghan and Harry, that is literally monarchy. That's like it's.
But you've
so
got to remember
different.
as well, though, in terms of like platforms to do this kind of interview on.
Yeah.
How many are there? Like, you wouldn't put a lot of people on that. And also, Oprah has a personal relationship with them. Her and Harry work together on this campaign that they're doing around like mental health and stuff. She was at their wedding, like, so they already have that thing. So I think as well, discussing the topics, especially like when they first started, she made it be known no topics are off limits. So I think even to have an interview of that openness, there'd only be a few people that they would even choose to do that, if anyone else rather than Oprah.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Can we shout out Tyler Perry, please? Because Tyler Perry's been doing a lot for different people, you know.
Behind the scenes
in these
as
last
well,
couple
like,
of years that I've seen.
Yeah.
He's like the little silent look, because sometimes like some people say something and they'll be like, oh, you know, Tyler Perry, like he did something for Whitney Houston's funeral, like he flew the body out, and he like, I was like, okay, Tyler Perry, you be doing some good things for some people. I'm not gonna shade him today, but yeah, Tyler's doing his thing.
Yeah, stop there.
But yeah, I mean, he gave them his house and security and stuff. So yeah, other than the shade of Archie, Meghan also discussed her mental health and stating that she felt suicidal at one point, and that she reached out numerous times. She said really it was like a whole year span that she was really going through this, and she reached out multiple times within that year and she didn't receive any support really to that, and they even told her like she couldn't go into a facility or something because of how that would look
good.
What do we feel about that?
Oh, that's a lie, mate, because has anyone else watched The Crown? And I know it's not fictional, let me make that clear.
I love The Crown.
However, all I'm saying is couple members in the royal family had men popping in and out of that crown jewel. Yes, I'm being very metaphorical there. But what I'm trying to say is they were able to have people come in and out of that house should they need them to, or how they can. They just know how to. So I do believe, especially when they have more than one house as well, you know, like loads of estates. They could have put her anywhere. They could have put her anywhere. And you don't have to put her in an institution. They had enough money to literally fly in a team and have them like take up camp.
So I think it's disgusting, because if someone's literally coming to you, it's a life or death matter, and you're saying we will not help you, you're basically saying just go and die then, because I don't know.
What's the alternative?
It's just crazy to me, and it's just so parallel to what Diana said in her interviews that she did, obviously before she died. And she almost kind of gave them a pass in a way as well, because I saw a clip of what she said today, and she was saying when Martin Bashir asked her, you know, did you feel suicidal, and she said yeah, and she was like saying how she didn't get support either, but she was saying that they just weren't accustomed to dealing with anything like this, and they didn't know how to support, and I was kind of like, oh.
But Meghan and Harry have been doing things for mental health, like they all have this whole year about everyone's in lockdown, mental health, blah blah blah.
Exactly. So I just think it's like, I don't know, like they expected them to do all of this work and keep this image up. However, behind the scenes, you're saying you're not going to have security, the child's not going to have a title. Like, what's going on here?
We're not going to defend you.
We're not going to defend you.
We're not going to,
like, she's basically said they would lie to protect someone else, but won't tell the truth to protect me. Yeah. Like, what kind of establishment is this?
Period. But you know what's kind of joke? So, as the shows have been talking about that particular instance, they have talked about how the royal family, the firm, the institution, the royal family, all three of them, the Trinity,
all of them,
right? All of them, they collectively kind of like been putting out a lot of PR in order to try and change this narrative that they still got the upper lip and no information. You know, they're not as they're cold, basically. Today, so they've been spending like bare money trying to like PR their way out of that idea, And then here we go. We have Meghan who literally confirms that it was just performative, and that's not the case. And then he had some other guy. I can't remember what show it was. I swear it was This Morning as well. Good Morning Britain, where he came on and he talked about that the reason that the royals have lasted so long and will continue to last is because they can adapt to their surroundings and the times. What adaptation have you made? What adaptation have you made?
Adapt. Adapt? What?
You've PR'd. You haven't adapted. You marketed.
Well, Meghan said they have parties for tabloids, so I just thought...
Oh, stop it.
Tells you what you
Stop
need to know.
It.
Even tabloids have parties at the palace. Like,
who do you think controls
can't
who?
win.
Who controls who?
It's the same thing with like politics. It's a give and take. I think it's both. Like you see it, or like you do this for me, I'll do this little thing for you, and you know, let's not upset each other too much. You can still say a little something, but don't say too much, and they'll feed you. Okay, right, I'll give you this if you don't post this, and all this stuff. I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, I agree.
Bit of both.
So, guys, on to Harry's role. Can we just talk a little bit about Harry's part of the interview and how he felt about his family and stuff like that? What did you take? What was the biggest impression for you on Mary's part of the interview?
I don't know.
Did you feel sorry for him? Let's start with that.
I think I always have a little bit of... I don't know if it's necessary I feel sorry for him, but there's always like a little something.
Just sympathy?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of empathy or something. I don't know. Just for his situation, because I feel like... Again, you have to realise as well, like, you know, you're not asked to be born into something, right? But when you're born into it, like and especially at the level that he's not a distant cousin, like he's in there. I mean, he's not going to be king, but he's in there. He's one of the main figures. Well, he won't, because of he ain't going to live that long, and how many people have to die for you to get up there? It's not going to happen. So yeah. So when you're asked to be born into something, and you're born into something like this, of this magnitude, it can do like crazy stuff for your mental anyway, and we saw some smidgens of that when he was younger. And as you said, like, I've always heard that from Harry's mouth, stuff that he said about the media and how he felt, and obviously losing your mother, and then your only other parent is Charles, and
who ain't speaking to him,
who ain't picking up your calls. That was the main thing that I picked up from what he said. It made me laugh. I know it's not funny, but it's just like,
my dad
someone
ain't picking up my calls.
Someone said on Twitter that how Charles picked up Camilla's calls the whole time he was married to Diana, but now he can't pick up his son's calls.
No.
And I was like,
we won't
don't do that. Just don't do that.
We won't be doing that.
Allegedly based on The Crown, which is supposed to be fictional, but after this interview, I think it's very, very, very non-fictional.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
it's on a true story.
There's some tea up in that, I'm telling you. But okay, before we wrap up, y'all, I got a question for you. Who said the comment? Because I've already connected the dots. I want to hear some theories.
I mean,
it's definitely Charles or William.
Okay.
Charles or William, or both.
I think it's Charles.
Yeah.
I have strong feeling it could be William, you know, because if you notice, Harry, when at the end Oprah asked him about his relationship, Grandma, cool, let's.
Yeah.
Dad ain't picking up calls like that.
Yeah.
William, we're just distant.
Yeah.
We're distant.
We need space.
I love it from afar. We need space. So I think it was either William, Charles, or both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say she did say concerns and conversations.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be a thing. I'm saying
Both
the two. If it was one of them, I think it'd be Charles. But what do you think, Dee?
I was so Team Ebony a second ago, kind of like it's Charles. But I've just been convinced by Shan, and the reason why I literally converted, and you know why? It's because I just thought about it, and I was like, hold on, let's play this. If it was Charles, right, and he came and he said that, then the brother, of course, would probably be the one who's like, let me break the ice. They've gone downhill. Let me be the connector. And then, of course, that's how that could happen. But it could also be that William, being the closest to Harry, thought, let me be the one to tell you. Then they fell out, and then Charles is kind of like, Harry, you know that William is right. Do you know what I mean? So
You're right in the whole
I just realised that
I
could
just
have
saw
been a
that in my
tag
head,
team.
like The Crown. I saw that whole episode.
They can
That's a
holler
good
at me if they want me to write the script, okay? I'm just
that's
saying.
so funny that they would even say that. Meghan, who is like basically white passing,
Yeah.
you're concerned. Not just you're concerned. Like, what if she looked like me? Bloody hell.
Oh,
I
mate.
said this.
Mate.
I said she wouldn't have made it to the wedding. Like, I just started to stand.
No.
That's crazy.
It's
Right.
so funny though. But anyway.
Can I just add one last thing before we leave, though? I do have to make it clear. I think it was extremely shady that they tried to cut off the security for not only Meghan and baby, the baby, and but also Harry, because it made me think, all right, that sounds suspicious. So if you cut off the security, what does that mean for their livelihood? Yes,
it's crazy because you're saying to them, right, we're not going to fund you financially. They can't go Sainsbury's and get a job. They can't. Because of who they are, so they have to do a certain level of things, and within that, as Harry said, if I drop the title, does the risk go away? It doesn't. So, and then all these people like, oh, I don't want to pay my taxes, to take care or provide security for. Mate, your taxes are going here, there, and everywhere in this country that you don't even know about. So it's gonna go regardless. Contract. Like, come on.
Half of these people don't even pay taxes.
Exactly, half of them. Anyway.
Okay, let's
let's put a pin in that. That's a different conversation. Let's put a pin in that one. But Meghan and Harry, we wish you well. Yeah, we wish you well.
I love them.
I'm here for it. And if any day you feel like saying the name of that person,
you need to come over here, okay? To the No Caller ID. We promise you security. Ain't nobody calling us back.
Ain't nobody gonna come after you, okay? I'll do it anonymously. Anonymous tip.
Change the voice and all. It'll be like, so it was actually.
Can you imagine?
Voice changer.
That'd be so funny, man. So anyway, guys, that's the end of today's episode. Join us back here in a few days. I don't know what day exactly, but in a few days, and we'll talk more about our TV bits and bobs. So The Bachelor, Royal Housewives, and then any little juicy thing from the timeline. So see you guys in a few days.